Hey, welcome back to Guildbrook Farm. Short video today. We're going back to our roots, taking a little break from the build, and we're accelerating our timeline for getting our new long-term prepper pantry installed in our new house. If you've been watching us for a while, you may have seen Jaime's comprehensive video on how to create a long-term prepper food pantry, rotate stock, what to store, how to store it, and all the logic and strategy behind that. It's a really good video. I'll leave a link. Also, how to create a short-term 3-week pantry where you rotate your stock. In addition, how to store bulk foods in Mylar bags, which is really relevant today. Good video, popular video. I'll leave links to all of those videos below. But today we're going to bring our pantry up to our house. Up until now, while we've been living here building, we've lived in this little trailer, and our pantry is basically in a garden shed. It has been functional, but it hasn't been ideal compared to what we're used to. So today we're going to move all of our stuff from the shipping container and the garden shed into our basement, where we've designed a space just to create our long-term prepper food pantry. With all the geopolitical events going on, fuel shortages, gas prices, fertilizer, everything is going crazy, and who knows where this ends up, but it doesn't look good. So there's never been a better time to get a pantry started for yourself and your family. 2 years ago was crazy. Last year was crazier. This year is out of control. I don't know where we're headed, but all I know is we're getting our stuff in order so that we can be as prepared as possible. This isn't about how to do it. This is just what we're doing. So let's go. We're going to go move our stuff, get it up here, and see what we end up with. Okay, there's not a lot of light in here yet, but I've been bringing a lot of my tools in from the shipping container, and they're just all kind of stacked here in this quadrant of the basement. Got my workbenches up here, so those were taking up a lot of space in our shipping container, but that's what I got to deal with there. But first, this is where we're going to be putting our pantry, in this whole quadrant of the basement. So I've got to deal with all of that lumber and get everything out of here, vacuum it, seal everything, and basically just get this usable so that we can get our pantry shelves up here. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to load up a bunch of this wood and take it down to our storage container, shipping container, and I can almost build something really cool with what I've got left here. Okay, pantry room is almost ready. Now I have to work on that final quadrant of the basement, get the rest of those building materials, try and get them down to the shipping container if I have room. It's just like kind of moving stuff from here to there and here to there, just to, everything is packed. So I'm trying to get rid of a lot of junk, just organizing. Everything's cleaned out and ready, and all my joints are sealed. Everything around the perimeter is sealed. We are ready to build our pantry. I got my workshop set up pretty good. Still organizing a little bit. But over here is our staging area for all of our pantry items, which we are bringing up in the truck. I don't know how many more loads we've got, but we have a lot. So we're gonna bring all that stuff inside the house, go through it, organize, get our shelves up here and rock and roll. All right, well, we got most of our long-term pantry up to the house. This is the staging area where we're going to go through all this stuff and sort of consolidate and get rid of things that we don't actually use and figure out things that we need to add. And we'll do that over the next few days. And I was able to get the shelving units up here. These have been moved 2 times over rough terrain since I built them back at our old house. So they've got a little bit of stuff I need to do to them to kind of fix them up a little bit. Those are a little out of square, so I'm going to square those up and brace them. And I'm going to add some backing to the back of the shelves here with some scrap like this, just so jars don't go doop or whatever. Turns out that Lexel does work on concrete and foam. This stuff is amazing. It works on everything I've ever tried it. All right, so we spent an entire day yesterday unloading these shelves that were in our shipping container and getting these shelves moved up here to the house. These are really heavy. These have been moved a couple times, and they need a little shoring up. They're a little wonky, so I'm gonna make some gussets and just kind of firm this thing up, get it all squared. This one and that one are 6 foot tall, and then our other 2 are about 5.5 feet tall. Yeah. So the whole intention of this basement design was to use this quadrant as the pantry. I've got a 4 foot wide aisle all the way around, so we basically have our own little built-in grocery store. We got all the shelves in, got most of the stuff on that we wanted to get on there. We have a big order coming in to restock some of the things that we need, and we've gotten rid of a lot of things that we don't. Give you a little quick tour here just to kind of give you an idea how we're doing this. A lot of things we've been eating. We've been buying canned because we haven't been able to do much canning at our little tiny trailer. So as we go through these, things like tomatoes and beans and whatnot, we will not buy cans anymore. We'll take the beans that we store in Mylar and can up a batch for the next however many months, maybe 6 months worth at a time. And that's how we rotate through that stock. No more going to the grocery store, no more worrying about whether they have it or not. These are all just cleaning supplies, general household items, laundry, things like that. All the big stuff, big bulky items. The center aisle is a lot of things that we need to eat through. Condiments, seeds, nuts, things like that. Everything's really accessible now, and we can actually see what we have rather than buying things and then finding out later that you had that already. This whole shelf here is going to be, I can't remember. This is Jaime's thing. But I think it might end up being like canning jars and all that type of stuff. That's my little automotive maintenance cart. Pretty cool. We've been moving things up from the container and just going through it. Once we started, we said we might as well keep going. So got a bunch of bins, totes, buckets that we can use. And this is just general household stuff. We'll basically be about 3/4 of the way moved in here in the next day or two. All of our garden stuff is over here that needs to be sorted through and then organized into the garden shed that we've been using as a pantry. So this is our bucket of seeds that we save and go through every year. So we're not buying seeds, and we're going to get back into starting plants And on that note of saving your seeds as part of your long-term prepper food pantry strategy so that you don't have to rely on an outside source to produce your own food in terms of vegetables and whatnot, wanted to give a shout out to Survival Garden Seeds. They sent us a sample kit of some of the stuff that they offer, and I like it because it's packaged in a really good long-term storage sort of deal, and they sell kits of different sizes for different purposes. These are all non-GMO, heirloom seeds, no hybrids, and you can grow them organically, save your seeds for the next year, all those kinds of things. This is a 30-pack home garden starter kit. It has lettuce, radishes, arugula, turnips, all kinds of things. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can go see all the contents of each of these kits, but these are about $1 per pack of seeds, which is pretty good for the quality of the seeds that they offer. This is a 30-pack of home garden starter kit. Then there's another step up. This is the Homesteader Collection, and it's a pack of 50 seeds, all your onions, beans, things like that. And then the next step up would be the Farmer Seed Vault, and this is a 100 seed packets in a little tote. Non-hybrid, chemical-free, non-GMO, guaranteed to grow. So they're viable for between 3 and 8 years. If you're interested in getting some seeds for your pantry to store, so you can plant them next year and the year after, check out survivalgardenseeds.com. I'll leave a link below. And we're going to be doing some of this here in the next few weeks, few months, and check it out. We won't have a full-on garden this year just because of timing, but I am going to try to plant a few containers and get that whole strategy put together so we can go full-on next year. If you all have any questions about the whole prepper pantry setup and situation, how we store things and why we do what we do, just leave questions in the comments below. But as a reminder, we've got a handful of videos on this topic where we teach you how to store food long-term in Mylar bags, canning, of course, the construction of our pantry shelves, and the whole overview of how to put together a long-term prepper food pantry and how to put together, a separate video, like a 3-week pantry for short-term situations. But that's going to do it for this one. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one. See ya.